My babysitter quit suddenly and left a letter explaining why she can never come back, and it terrified me completely about my house. Jessica had been babysitting my 2 kids for almost a year, and they absolutely loved her, and she was wonderful with them always. Last Tuesday, I came home from work and found my kids sitting with my neighbor and a handwritten letter on my kitchen table from Jessica. The letter said she was sorry, but she could never come back to my house again, and she hoped I would understand why soon. She wrote that something very disturbing had been happening in my house that she could not explain, but she felt unsafe being there anymore. Jessica said that every time she put the kids to bed, she would hear footsteps walking around upstairs when everyone was downstairs with her. She heard doors opening and closing on their own, and found toys moved to different rooms when she knew she had put them away. One night, she saw a shadow of a person walk past the hallway, but when she checked, there was nobody there at all upstairs. She said my youngest daughter, Emma, who is 4 years old, kept talking about the sad lady who visits her room every night to watch her. Emma described the lady in detail, saying she wore an old-fashioned white dress and stood by the window staring outside without moving. Jessica thought Emma was having nightmares until she saw the same woman standing in Emma's doorway one night staring at her silently and motionless. She ran downstairs with both kids and called her mom to come get her immediately because she was too terrified to stay alone there. The final straw was when she heard a woman's voice singing a lullaby from the baby monitor in my son's room, but nobody was there. Jessica researched my house's history and found out a woman died in the master bedroom 30 years ago under suspicious circumstances never solved. The woman's name was Margaret, and she had a young daughter who was taken away after her death, and the case was closed. Jessica included newspaper clippings from 1994 and a photo of Margaret who looked exactly like the woman she and Emma described seeing. I felt chills reading this because I had never experienced anything strange, but I worked long hours and was rarely home at night. I talked to Emma, and she said the sad lady comes every night and sits on her bed and cries softly but never talks. My son, who is 7, said he hears someone walking in the attic above his room every night and scratching sounds on the walls. I set up cameras throughout the house that night and reviewed the footage the next morning, and what I saw made me want to move. The camera in Emma's room showed a translucent figure of a woman in white standing by the window for 3 hours staring outside. The attic camera showed the access door opening by itself and something moving around in the darkness that I could not clearly see. I contacted a paranormal investigator who came and said there was definitely something present, and it seemed attached to the children specifically. She said the spirit was likely Margaret looking for her daughter and was drawn to my kids because they were similar ages. I moved my family out of that house the same week, and we are now staying with my parents while I figure out what to do.